During the coronavirus pandemic, we've been supporting a BiCNI COVID-19 helpline, which was the official Northern Ireland Government helpline during the crisis. And it saw its calls go from 50 calls a day to over 2,000 at its peak. And quite simply, a BiCNI staff couldn't cope. And we identified this as an opportunity for our staff to help out and give something back to the community. So that's what we did. We deployed PwC staff who helped triage calls in the early days of lockdown. And over a 2-week period, we managed to help and support over 1,000 of the most vulnerable people in Northern Ireland affected by the coronavirus.
Through Skills Match, I have helped Tiny Life develop their digital communications during the pandemic.
We wanted to look more professional, have our posts more clear, more succinct, more focused, and Catherine has helped us do all of that. Catherine has saved us time, she's saved us money, she's given me new skills. Just having a Catherine there has made life easy.
When the pandemic hit, we were delighted to partner with the Northern Ireland Big Community, so the Department for Communities and Business in the Community, and we really empowered our Spar and Spar stores along with our post offices to act as collection and drop-off hubs for all the stitchers. Supporting over 60,000 vulnerable people to gain access to a face covering at such a critical point is something that Henderson Group and its retail partners are really proud of. This was an amazing initiative and one which made a huge difference at the height of the pandemic.
We've been able to give them to cancer patients and we've been able to give them to our volunteer, our staff. But one of the nice projects that we did, which was Spread the Love North Belfast, we were able to give face masks in to PECs and bring them out to older people and to people who lived in Foes and supported living.
We've been able to provide each of our clients with an individual face covering, and that means that they can use public transport, visit friends and family, or go shopping.
The Keeping Healthy, Staying Safe initiative was a collaboration with local communities, government and businesses taking place in 5 urban villages areas. The project ensured young people were supported and fed during very difficult times. It included delivering activities for young people and the wider community to improve well-being, learn new skills, promote good relations and have fun. Operating during COVID, each project had the opportunity of receiving funding of up to £10,000 with the aim of giving families and communities in these areas some extra, much needed support when they were coping with both financial pressures and the effects of the pandemic. A key element of all the projects was to tackle isolation, upskill people and provide practical support through food and useful activities. One of the projects included supplying nutritious weekend meals to families over a 2-month period, along with food packs with ingredients and recipes for families to cook together. Thank you to the 12 leading businesses that supported this project financially.
What we've seen has just been an amazing response by business, by our people and by our customers, and it has just been phenomenal what we've been able to achieve. What I'd love is for us to take that spirit, that corporate togetherness that we've had over the last 16 months in this really difficult time and see, well, how can we build on that out now and into the future.
Phoenix Natural Gas has been connecting with customers and communities ever since it was established in 1996, and during the pandemic we knew that our support would be more important than ever, so we reached out to the communities that we work with, grassroots organisations, and simply asked them what did they need and how could we help.
Going back to school. Coronavirus has made the world a strange place over the last few months. I have missed seeing my friends, missed going on holiday, and I didn't get a birthday party.
So during the pandemic, we knew that children were really impacted, and all that time at home, especially with family and parents, and so many changes, there was definitely going to be a nervousness about that return to school. So we wanted to work with the Belfast Trust and Willis Events to create a special piece that would talk directly to children and just provide a little bit of comfort and reassurance before they stepped into the classroom on the first day.
My mum draws a dot on my wrist when she goes off to work, and she has one on her wrist too. Even when we are apart, we are connected by a magic thread. Maybe she could do that when I go off to school.
The impact of the animation has certainly come from the number of people that have viewed it. It's had over 1 million views, it's gone global, so people in different countries across the world have also been using it to help prepare their young people for the return to school. And I think one of the biggest achievements was that Great Ormond Street Hospital also shared it amongst their followers to help get them prepared for back to school.
What if I feel scared or worried when I am at school?
Tell a grown-up. They will be there to listen. Teachers are there to help us. Do you feel better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
When the pandemic hit, the issue of the digital divide came to the fore. This wasn't an issue that was caused by COVID-19, but one that was exacerbated by it. We found ourselves at a time when every young person in Northern Ireland was being schooled at home. For many, they did not have the digital devices or access to the internet that they needed to keep up with their schoolwork. We launched the Digital Donations Appeal. This was supported by Belfast Harbour, Danske Bank, Power NI and the PSNI. And through this support and support from many businesses across Northern Ireland who donated equipment and devices to help young people, this really helped with the problem.
I was settling in well and enjoyed school. Then lockdown was announced and we had to stay at home. Me and my 3 siblings didn't have a computer or an iPad each. This meant we had to share one device between us all. It was very hard for all of us to attend online class during the school day because we are all at different stages. One day our school phoned and asked if we needed help. I like to do well in school, so I worked hard without a laptop of my own. I knew I was falling behind. I am so glad we were able to get computers from businesses. My mum and dad are glad too, as they know they don't have to worry either. It seems like such a small thing to do to let us get access to a computer, but without it, I would feel very different.
So to all those organisations that helped with the Digital Donations Appeal, we want to say thank you.
I've been volunteering for Allstate Cyber Safety for Kids now for about 3 years and I absolutely still love it. The first time that I presented was at my son's school to his class, and he was really proud, you know, of his mum being in the school and standing up there and doing the presentation.
Each year the team tries to take part in a volunteering opportunity on Good Friday. This year we decided to walk or run as many steps as we could in the afternoon while raising funds for a charity. This year we decided to raise funds for the air ambulance. In total we raised £480 and this money went to the Air Ambulance Northern Ireland service.
Allstate were working alongside business and the community to run a coding competition for primary school kids. We had great fun judging it. Hopefully we will have some future developers out of our winners. Thanks, bye.
An organisation that offers counselling for victims and survivors of sexual abuse. We also manage the 24/7 domestic and sexual abuse helpline. We had to think very quickly on our feet because we wanted to make sure all the victims and the people that we support were offered the support. We had to remove remote, so everything was moved to telephone service and remote access. So telephones and laptops were a vital part to maintain our service. The Henderson's Community Cash Grant has been able to allow us to purchase mobile phones to support the volunteers. So it's not ideal for them to use their personal mobile, so it just provides them that bit of security.
Belfast Homeless Services is a drop-in facility for anyone experiencing homelessness and vulnerability. It's based in Belfast in the city centre. Our service provides hot food, toiletries, clothing, sleeping bags. The vulnerability of homeless people has exacerbated because their mental health is affected, their addiction is affected because the services they had in place for support is no longer there. So therefore these people are not getting the one-to-one support that they received prior to COVID. We are very grateful to Henderson for giving us that opportunity to be able to deliver the service in the difficult way that we're doing it. Because if local businesses get involved, then it means then it gives them a wee bit of insight into homelessness and the vulnerability and the impact that has on the people.
COVID has really affected us with the fundraising events. We have been unable to go out in mass events to raise that vital money. So a huge thank you to Henderson's and a huge thank you to all those that voted for us. Without your help, without your donations, we could not be able to get this aircraft into the air and get anywhere in Northern Ireland within 25 minutes. So many thanks. Thank you.
At Business in the Community, we're very proud of our education work. Our Time to Read programme came into being in 1999. We started with only 2 schools, and before the pandemic hit, we were working with almost 140. Since its inception, Time to Read has been joined by Time to Count and Time to Code. These programmes couldn't function without the support of volunteers, many of whom are from our member companies. These volunteers support children with their literacy, numeracy and digital skills by giving an hour a week to support them with their learning. Due to the pandemic, we could no longer send volunteers into the school setting, so we had to be creative and try and find other ways to support our children. We adapted the programmes to online platforms that are used and supported by the C2K network. We're all very aware of the lost learning that has occurred over the last 18 months, particularly for those children who didn't have access to digital devices or connectivity. What we need for this school year, when our schools are ready, are volunteers ready and willing to support our children through our Time to Read, Time to Code or Time to Count programmes.